How's everybody doing today? Getting ready for the holiday? It's just seems like it's never ending until it ends. Okay, so got my phone at a different angle. I will suggest if you can't hear me very well, turn your phone volume up and you should be able to hear me okay. I'm just watching the comments. Hello, everyone. Okay, so welcome to the Beehive. Yay! Today I thought I would do just something fun for kind of like, I called it special. It's not that special, but it's something fun, and I have shown it before, but since we have so many new members, and or if you want to refresh your memory on how to do this, I came up with like a little thing, and you can make it any way you want. It's the main meat of it that is a really great technique, and it's something that you could really use for anything. It doesn't have to be holiday. So it's really, really cute. I'm just trying to see how many people are signed on. Okay, there we go. And so I thought it'd be fun. But if you're new to the group, welcome. This is a group to share and learn. And I think I have the best group out there. So everyone's very kind, and you know, I just really appreciate you guys. We're almost to 1,000 members. So if you invite friends, make sure to tell them, number one, that you invited them, and number two, to answer the questions that allows me to let them in. I do that for safety reasons, just to make sure we don't have anyone that's going to come in here and hack us all to death. So I don't want that to happen to our group, because I think we have a great group. And so so make sure if you invite people that you tell them to answer the questions. Otherwise, yeah, so welcome to the group. And if, again, you are new to the group, there is a list of all the Facebook Lives in the files section. And you can go there, and they're all numbered. So like today is number 24. So they're all numbered. You can go there and look them up. I do have previous videos where I show how to get to the videos, but if you need help, just shoot me a little note, and I'll try to find you, or try to find the get you to where you need to be. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so it's holiday time, yay. Okay, so I hope, let's see, I wonder if you guys, are you all ready? I'm not. Like I said, I don't think you're ever ready until it's completely over with and you've forgotten about half of what you were going to do, especially in sewing. We really should start in July for Christmas sewing, shouldn't we? Yeah, that never works. So just checking in on everyone, see if there's any questions so far. Nope, but we're doing pretty good, so I think I can show you what I'm going to do today. So this is a little process. Of course, what I do, if you're new, and this is your first time watching a video, I do some sort of technique. And no matter how I do the technique, I want to be able to show you on two different machines. And I like to use the IQ Designer that's built into Baby Lock machines. But if you have a brother machine, don't fear. You have the ones that have My Design Center in it. You can do the exact same thing, so don't worry about it. So this week we are using IQ Designer. It's a really fun way to design things on your own. And there's so many great things to do with it. So usually what I do is I start out with doing the technique on the Meridian, and then I jump over to the Solaris showing the same technique, because there can be some differences in there. Now if you have a Destiny 2, or Destiny 2, a Meridian or Altair, that's going to all fall under the Meridian. If you have a Solaris 1 or Solaris 2, of course the Solaris is going to fall in there. And let me think if I can get this correct in the brother scheme of things, that would be the Dream Machine, and y'all may have to help me out here, and the Luminaire fall under what I'm going to do on the Meridian, and the Stellaire is what I will be doing on the Solaris. So if you don't have these machines, don't worry about it. Just watch, have fun, hang out with us. We have, I answer questions, answer any questions you want. So let me show you what we're going to do. So Donna, if you're having a hard time, turn up your volume. I'll get a little bit closer. I'm doing something a little different today. So, okay. So let me show you. So I love using the fonts built into our machines. The fonts are so much fun, and you can do really a lot of things with them. And in embroidery, we only use fonts for certain things generally. What we'll use them for is maybe putting names on things, or doing Luminaire is the same as Solaris. So Betty, I got it backwards. Things I get them confused. So putting dates, making quilt labels, making all that. But there's so many other things you can do with your fonts, and especially with that built-in special program that we have on our machines. So I came up with this little design here. It says Believe. So let me let you look at it. Okay, so what I want you to notice is this was a regular font. And what I did with this font inside of IQ Designer is I turned it into basically, I'm a little out of it, huh? So let me start over. Hi, y'all. Okay, so what I did was I took a regular font, but I changed it. I used the outline form of it, and then I was able to put a candle wicking around it, and then go and take my fills and fill them in. Now I did do a little bit more work in there. I did some stippling. I also did, on the Solaris, I used the border feature to do the border. Now I'm not going to show that today. However, I want to show you how to do the lettering. It's a lot of fun, and you can really put anything. You can use any word you want. And the reason why I put the word Believe is because if you haven't seen the Polar Express, I absolutely love that movie, and this is the word in Polar Express. Because who doesn't believe in Santa? I do still. His name's Jason. So there we go. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Now, on the Meridian Altair Destiny, there's a little bit more work we have to do than we have to do on the Solaris. That's why I'm here. I get to show you how to do that. And what I'm talking about is, well, you'll see it when we get over there. So I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to take you over to the Meridian, and we're going to get started. So you ready? I am. If you're new to the group and you get dizzy, this is where I tell you to close your eyes for just a couple seconds, because I'm going to be moving the camera around. So 1 second. There we go. Thanks. And now I can really see all your, so you can probably hear me better too. Okay. Yeah, Ernestine, me too. Girl, Santa is real. Santa's the real deal. I don't know why people don't believe in him anymore. Oh, Judy, that's cool. I love that. Okay. First grade would have been really fun to teach. They're so cute. Hey, Laura. Welcome on. Laura's new to the group. Well, okay, so that's because I came behind the camera, and that's why you can hear me better. So the reason why the sound became loud is because now I'm behind the camera versus in front of the camera. So, yeah. Trying to figure out this whole video thing, y'all, has been fun. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm on the Meridian and I'm at the home screen right now. So, let's see. What you're going to notice first is on your home screen, of course, is we have a couple different options. If you have a machine that has sewing attributes to it, you will see a sewing button there too. Let me do that. I just want to make sure I get y'all in there good. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so you will have a sewing button up here, but we're going to use these two buttons today, Embroidery and IQ Designer, but we're going to start with Embroidery. And why are we going to start with Embroidery? Because I want to find a font and use a font, but also I want to outline that font. And if you have not done the outline feature on your machine yet, it is a game changer. And all my girls who use it, give me a like because you know you love it just as much as I do. So we're going to start with Embroidery. And I'm just going to tap it. Now you can use either of the fonts here, font groupings here. So you can use 3 or 4. To me, I found on the Meridian that group 3 works better because it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll explain it to you after we get done picking our word. Okay, so we're going to go to 3, and then I'm going to pick a font. It doesn't matter. I mean, you want kind of a chunkier font. So like this little one right here, or this little thin one right here, or even like number 10, it's kind of too thin. So I want to use a chunkier font. So how about, I'm going to start with this one here. I'll go to number 3. And then I have to decide on a word. So if I was going to do the word believe, or maybe joy, or if you wanted to do your name or someone's name or whatever. But let's do the word joy. So I'm going to type in J, and I'm going to do all uppercase for this one. Brenda, I'll get I'll talk about 4 in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go to J-O-Y. Okay, and I'm just going to hit set. Right there. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and use my outline feature. So, I probably went a little ahead. So you're now on the embroidery screen. And what you want to do now is you want to select the word edit. And then what I'm going to do is look down here, and no matter which machine you're on, you're going to have a little flower in that edit area. And that's basically the outline feature. So let's tap that. And what you see, I'm going to move it out just a little bit so you can see it a little bit more. You can see that there's a dark outline around my word joy, right? But what I want you to notice is, I'm going to zoom in. It does not fill in the inside. So we have to do a little extra work. And that's what I was talking about earlier. With the Meridian and the Altair and the Destiny, we have to do a little bit of extra work. I don't care. I love my machine and I love designing. So to me, it's not going to be a big deal. But I'm going to show you how to do it. It's so easy. So I am going to, let me zoom back in. So you can see the little black outline around the word, right? Okay. We know that that is not filled in, or excuse me, not outlined in the center. The reason why I like to use these letters versus number 4 on the meridian or Altair is because the number 4 letters, let's just go back. Let's cancel and let's take a look. I don't like to make a lot of work for myself. So if I did this letter here, and these are the big fonts, and yes, you can use them, but you're going to have to do a little extra work because it doesn't do the inside. So when I go to design that inside, I can have a little bit harder time trying to figure out everything because the picture doesn't come over into IQ Designer. So that's why I am not using those fonts. You can, you're just going to work a little bit harder. And what I would suggest for that is if you do this outline, okay? If you do the outline of a letter or anything and it's something you need to get into later, take a picture of your screen. So take a picture of your screen. It'll be the biggest help because when I take this over, let's just do that. When I take this over to IQ Designer, and I know I'm going fast, I'm going to walk through that step here in just a moment, but I just want you to notice something. There is no indication of where that outline is going to be. So if I use a block font, then it's going to work out a lot better for me. So I would have had to take a picture with my phone so I could go in here and physically draw that little area. So I'm going to cancel this. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'll go back. So yeah, you can absolutely, you can use number 4 because it is, I have to get that off of my screen now. Number 4 is an open font, so you can do that, but for teaching reasons, I'm just going to use a block font. So that is a great idea. You can use number 4 because it's already ready to go. However, I want to show you how to do it from scratch. So we're going to do J-O-Y again. Where's my Y? And hit set. So now what we're going to do is get the outline of that word. We're going to go to Edit. And then what I'm going to do is come down here to my outline area. There's my outline right there. And you can move it away just a little bit. What you don't want it to do is do this. You don't want to move it away so far that this happens, that they merge. So I want them to be, you know, look like letters. So there we go. Perfect. That's perfect. So I'm going to save that to memory. And it's not going to be the memory that you think it is. What it's going to do is when I select the word memory, it's going to say, hey, Anna, you're going to recall this outline from the IQ Designer stamp pattern list. So this is what you want to look for. You want to look for this button first and then look for this button. And I'm going to go Meridian, Mabel. Thank you. My Meridian's name is Mabel. So now I'm done with this. I'm never going to use this again. So I'm going to use the home icon and say, I'm going to go home. Okay, because I got what I needed. Now what I need to do is go to IQ Designer. So we're going to go to IQ Designer. And now I have to find that outline. And if we remember just a moment ago, the machine told me what to look for. So we went to IQ Designer and then it said look for a button that has a circle and square. Where is that? There it is, right there. So I'm going to tap on that. And now, if you remember, back in the edit area of the embroidery, I clicked on a little flower. Well, there's my little same flower right there. I'm going to tap on that and you'll see the word joy. Now, you can see what's behind it now, but watch what happens when I click on it. Select it and OK. And now it's just an outline. But guess what? There's nothing in the center. So I'm going to fix that. That's why I like using these letters for the Meridian, Altair, and Destiny, because they're easy letters to create the little areas that I need. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees because I know that I want it to go kind of like the sample I showed you, and I'll show y'all here again in just a moment. I want it to be this way, not this way. Is that horizontal? Yeah, whatever. But I also want to change the size. So I'm going to come down here to size. Oops, cancel. I want to hit size, and I want to make it as big as it'll go. So I'm going to press and hold the button that has all the arrows facing out. And you can make it any size. So it's going to stop at 3.19 by 9.45 inches. That's pretty darn big. So I'm going to select OK. And then I'm going to do one other thing. And it'll make sense here in just a moment. I'm going to come back here to the vertical. Thank you, Jeanette. Girl, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so right here, we're going to go back to that circle square area. And what I'm going to do is come up to this frame. I'm going to tap on that frame. And because, let me bring the camera out just a little bit so I can show you the sample one more time. Because I want it to be as big as possible. So I've made it as large as possible, or the font as large as possible, but I want to quilt the entire background. So you can see I've got stippling all over there. And that's a big piece. Now this one I did in the Solaris. So I chose the largest sewing area that it would let me. And in the Solaris, that is your 16 by 10 and 5/8, but in Mabel here, it's going to be the 9.5 by 14. And what it's going to do is once I select it and say okay, it's going to, and you can barely see it, but there is a box all the way around my design. Oops, didn't mean to touch that, but all the way around my design now. Let's get it so it doesn't have those weird funky things on there. I try to make it where it doesn't have those weird little lines everywhere, but it just doesn't work. Okay, well, all right. So now what we can do is we can see our word joy. And I need to put a center into the circle here for the O. So what I'm going to do is, again, I am going to go back to this one little button here. Oop. Let me go back. And that is, again, what we're going to use. So you can think of this key as like your shapes key, because not only did we create a shape here with the outline, we also created a box to go all the way around it. So if I tap it again, now I have a ton of built-in shapes. So I've got these basic shapes here. If I touch this one, we've got some more fun shapes here. We've even got open shapes, and these are real fun to play with. But I'm going to go back to the first one and just go and use a big circle. I'm going to select OK, and you're going to notice a giant circle comes in. Well, we don't need it that big. It's not a donut. So making sure that that red box is still around that circle only, I'm going to go to size and then shrink it down. And I'm going to make an O. O. And then I can, let's get it back. And then I can take my time and center it. Now what I may want to do up here in my settings is come down here to my embroidery frame display and put a grid on. I like to use the 1-inch grid, and then I select OK. And now I can kind of get things centered a little bit visually better. Now, if I don't like that shape, it's just a circle, but If I think it's too circular, I can actually play with these buttons right here, these unproportional keys. So I can scooch it in a little bit, give it a little bit more irregular look. I can spread it out a little bit more. So I can really play with that. So I think it needs to go up a little bit. And I'm also using this here. This is a good visual too. I mean, you have two areas to look at it. And I'm actually kind of liking the little oval-y egg shape that I made in my circle. So I'm going to leave it. Okay, so there we go. Okay. I wish I knew how to, and I know y'all can see it too because I'm watching. You see like the little wavy thing that's happening on the screen? I wish there was a better way for me not to have that, but I do apologize, but here we go. It's live TV. What do I expect? Okay, so now what I want to do, I'm going to bring the sample. Oh, cat afraid of, oh, Christina, I'm sorry. Go take care of that baby. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I need to take that outline and turn it into something other than a stitch or a running stitch, a single stitch. It could be really anything. It can be whatever your machine will allow. So let's take a look at that. So when we're in IQ Designer, you have two areas of basically funness. I mean, these two boxes of 4 icons right here these are your best friend in the machine. So the top 4 icons, this is your line properties. The bottom 4 icons, this is your fill properties, and that's F-I-L-L. I talk funny, so it might sound something different. Okay, so right here, I'm going to go to my line properties because I want to change those lines to something. So I'm going to come here to my little piece of paper and open it up. And then I have some options. I can make that stitch line a running stitch, a triple stitch, a candle wicking, ooh, I love candle wicking, or a chain stitch, which would really be cute too. But we're going to use the candle wicking. And I'm going to tap it. And I'm going to select a color. So I think what I'm going to do is select this. I need color that'll show up good for you guys. I'll do this bright pink right here and say okay. Now the next thing I need to do, and always remember to do after you select it, you want to come up here and select your bucket. So we're going to tap on the bucket, and then what I'm going to do is tap each and every line. So I'm going to tap the Y and it turns pink. I'm going to tap the O and the inside of the O. They both turn pink. And the J. There we go. So what I have done, although you can't see it on the screen until we go all the way over to embroidery, is we have turned those lines into the same stitch that I did. But you're looking here and going, Anna, you did 2 different colors. How do I do that? Well, how you would do that is, let's say we wanted the O to stitch out in a different color. So I can tell it to stop at one line and tell the machine to change colors. So let's go back here to our line properties, and let's select a blue. And select OK. Making sure my bucket is turned on, I'm going to tap both those lines. And what will happen is this will stitch out in one color, this will stitch out in one color, and this will stitch out in the same color as the J. Pretty cool. I love doing this. It's so fun because you got so many possibilities. Now what we get to do is add some fills. So on this one I did 2 different fills. I did some bubbles and some cross hatching. So let's play with those. So right underneath your line properties, you have your fill property box, these 4 icons right here. And we're going to tap on the little piece of paper to open it up. And I am going to go to, well, you have some options. You have a solid fill. You also have a stippling fill. You even have a no fill, but that's a whole nother other episode. But if I tap on the one with the little circles, I get this icon right here. And it's going to say, basically, here's a fill right here, but if you select me, watch what happens. Good gracious, there's more. Love it. So since I was using, and you can, go through here and find what you like, but I'm going to use those two I used earlier. So first I'm going to select the crosshatch, select OK, and I'm going to select a color, and I'll kind of keep with those two pink and blue colors. So I'll select that blue, and I'll say OK. And what you will notice is on your screen, when you're following along, everything will get really faint. There's nothing wrong with the machine. It just does that when you're in fills. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I turn on my bucket in the fill property and tap inside of the letters that I want to have that cross-hatching. So my Y is right here. Boop. And I'm going to do my J right here. Boop. The next thing I'm going to do is go back, and I'm going to put the bubbles in the O. So I'm going to change my color to that pink and select and go to my bubbles and say OK. Making sure my bucket is turned on, I'm going to tap, oops, something happened. I tapped outside of the circle. So I'm going to back out, and I'm going to make sure I get inside of the circle. There we go. Ta-da! Now what you're going to notice, number one, is that these are going the wrong way because I really want them to go up and down versus sideways. So see, these are going up and down versus that away. So I'll change that here in a minute. We can't do it on this screen. We have to do that on the next screen. But what I want to do is, since I put a parameter that's vaguely there of that 9.5 by 14 there, I want to put a stipple stitch all around this. So I am going to go back to my fill properties. I'm going to grab the stipple. And you can select any color at this point. I'll do this, well, let's just do one we'll be able to see. So yellow, select OK. And then making sure my bucket is selected, I'm going to tap outside of the letters. And look, the inside of there is going to be nothing, so why not tap inside of there too? So everything will have quilting. Now I know this doesn't look like much now, but just wait. So if I were happy with that, I could do a couple things. I could save this right here. So if I need to make a change, I can go back. So I'm going to save it to the pocket that has the arrow going in. And you can save it to a USB or a machine or the machine's memory. And I'm going to save it to the machine's memory. And then I'm going to select next. Now it never hurts to save stuff. So don't worry about that. If you've got a bunch of stuff saved and you never use it again, it's okay. So if I wanted to pull it back up, what I would use is this pocket right here with the arrow going out. Find my machine. And then what I could do is you could go through here, and this is all only on the IQ Designer side. You can see I have a ton of things in here. What you can do is, if you select on or pick one, you can delete it. So you always can delete if you don't want them there anymore. So I'm just going to hit cancel and go back. Okay. Now, I am ready to move on because I'm ready for some magic to happen. So let's select next. Select next, Anna. Okay, there we go. Now this is the screen where I can tell the stitching to do tell it to do what I want it to do. So what you're going to notice is you'll have a screen. You'll also have some things happening, okay? You will have, you can zoom in here. You will have a selection area. This is showing you where it's at right now. Also down here, these are the keys that you can use to change the sizing. So what it's telling me right now is it's on the stippling, but I have two parts of stippling. I have the stippling on the outside and the stippling on the inside of the circle. it keeps everything separate, but if I want to change everything together, what I can do is select this little chain, and you'll see now when I change the size, I can do it all together. So I am going to change that size by changing the spacing, and I'm going to bring it down to about, I think it's 0.76 or something is the one I ended up liking. Okay, oh, on this one it only goes to 0.8, so I'll take it. So let's hit set. Now what I want to do is use my selection tool here and go next. And okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to show me it's on the blue fill crosshatch section, but I have a second one. So why don't I just go ahead and use this chain to do both of them at the same time? Sounds good to me. So what I'm going to do right here, oh, I got a mad face. I'm sorry, mad face. So right here, I'm going to come down to this area right here, select it, and I can change the direction of the way this crosshatch is laying. So remember, it's laying sideways now, and I want it to go straight up and down. So I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and you can turn it any amount of degree that you want. Oops, went a little too far. And watch what happens. We'll hit set. Oh, it doesn't show you yet. I'll show you when it shows you. All right, then the other thing I want to do, since these are kind of small, is I'm going to take this 100%, this is the actual size, and take it down to 50. Now it doesn't show you right on screen what happens until we come out, but you can always go back and change. So, okay, I've done those two. Let me go to the next one. Oops, let's go back. And that's going to be my bowls. And I'm going to change those down to 50% too. Perfect. I'm going to hit set. And now what I'm going to do is go to select, and we've already done that one. There we go. Now if I move it through, it's going to do the outline size. And I'm going, since I know I've got two of those in pink, I'm going to link them together, or link them all together. Look, it linked them all together because I can change the size of all of them. And I happen to know that they kind of come out too big if you leave it at the default. So I'm going to bring that down, the size down some. I can't remember exactly. Okay, it's going to let me go to 120, how far I went down, but we're going to try that, and we're going to hit set. Okay. So now, if I want to see what it's going to look like, you ready? It's like a big drum roll. I'm going to select Preview. And then OK. And let's see what it looks like. And it may take a second. I mean, this is a lot of stitching. To die for. How cute is that? Now, to me, that stippling... Let me see if I can zoom in. You can barely see it. See how tiny that is? I don't want that stippling that small. So I can, if I don't hit set, then I can go back and change that by hitting return. Ta-da! So I'm going to return, and I'm going to arrow through till I get back to... Oops, I guess I forgot to do that. See, and then I forgot to do a couple little other ones. No, oh, it linked them. Okay, never mind, it linked them all. So I'm going to go back to that stipple, and I'm going to make it bigger because that came out a little too small. So I'll take it to about there. Let's hit preview and then just take a look and see what happens. And yellow probably wasn't the right color so you guys can see it, but... let's see, let's zoom in. That's still really tiny, but let's just say I was happy with that. But now all I have to do is hit set, OK, and now I can embroider this out. How stinking cute is that? And how much fun is that? So again, we basically, I'm going to take you away just for a second. So in that short amount of time, once you get it down, you're going to be able to make this. Now, all I did afterwards, and I'll tell you all the materials and I used and everything, is added a 2.5 strip around it. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. I mean, so cute. Good, I'm glad y'all like it. All right. So, any questions while we're at the Meridian? Because now we're going to move over to the Solaris. So get your questions ready. Okay. Will be fun to do the word, then add designs, then some, yeah. Pillow, Brenda. Make it, post it. Is that the font you use for Believe? No, it's not, Patricia. That one actually is in the Solaris. Will I post directions? Yeah, Laura, that's a great question. I generally take a long time to write directions, so it may sometime. So, okay, so working on it now. Ooh, Brenda, so make sure to post pictures. I know you will, so your stuff is beautiful. Okay, so, okay. Well, let's jump over to the Solaris. And even if you have a Meridian, you still can watch and still watch the process again. It's very similar. So, okay, working on, okay. So, let's jump over there and let's take a look on how we would do this. And there is one major difference, and that is on the Solaris, we're able to go inside of the letters for the outline to where we have to make our outline inside. No big deal. We can still do it, right? You can always rewatch the video. Yes, you always can. But I'm going to bring you over here because I know a lot of you have either Luminaires or Solaris machines. And then at the end of the video, I'll talk about how I finished it up. All right. Let's get in here. Renee, this video is available forever. You can always go back and watch any of the live videos. Okay, so I think I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit, and I'll show you the font that I used for my Believe. Thank you, Mindy. I just have a lot of time to play. It's not really cleverness, it's just pushing buttons, and that's what I learned from one of my best friends, Hope, is you just push buttons, girl. Just push buttons. So I push her buttons a lot too, so but that's okay. So that's another thing. You know, next week we're not going to have a class because I will be in Sarasota, Florida with my bestie. So I'm not going to have a class next week. Unless I can talk Hope into doing something. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Okay. So, now we're going to do basically the same process. So we're going to start with embroidery. There we go. And on this one, there is that pesky, ooh, it's not there. Okay. So, we're going to start with the letters, but it is easier to use the big fonts now because we can do the inside with the Solaris too. So you can come over here and select number 4. But the thing about this is that you have to bring in each letter at a time. So that can be fun, that can be annoying. So let's see. So I used this one for the Believe. I'm pretty sure. Let me check here. Yep, I did. Okay. So I have to bring in each letter at a time. So let's do the word joy on here because it's a lot shorter. So we'll go J, set, and I am going to move it. I'm going to actually turn on really quickly that grid. 1 inch. Okay, there we go. Then I go to add. I'm going to go back, and I'll go back to that lettering, that font, and I'll go find the O. Set. That's actually in a good spot. Then I'm going to add the Y. So I'll go back, select the font, and go find the Y. And I think the lowercase, guys, looks so cute. Okay, so let's go up here to move and move it over. Okay, there we go. Now I can always come to this one and move it over a little bit more too. There we go. Okay, so let's say I was happy with that. Now watch what's going to happen to the O. So if I was not here, this is what it's going to look like on screen. So what I want to do is select Edit. This pen doesn't work that great with here, so guess what I'm going to use? If you did not know, you can use a wired mouse with your machines, and it is amazing. So we're going to go to Edit. See if I can hold that off. We're going to go down here to that same little flower. This is going to be your outline key. And but what I want you to notice first is it only brings in one letter at a time. Because we brought them in all separate, they're not grouped together. So how do I do that? Well, we're going to cancel and go back. So we're going to come down here to our selection tools. Oh, and then we're going to then group them together with this pink little boxes. And it's going to turn them all pink, or at least the boxes. And we're going to select OK. Let me get this out from under here. There we go. Oh, so much better. And I'm not sure if you can see very well, but there are little red boxes around my letters right now. Then what I want to do is select this icon right here. And that's going to group them as one. And now when I go over to the flower icon, now all of my letters are there. Holla! So since I have the upgrade 2, I can now go to push now I have the option, of being able to fill the inside of shapes. So it could be any design. So I'm going to select on, and look, it added an outline to the inside. That is amazing. So much fun. So I'm then going to save that to memory. It's going to tell me, hey, Anna, recall from IQ Designer, here's IQ Designer, the stamp pattern list. It's telling me where it's going to be. So here is the button I'm going to look for inside of IQ Designer. So I'm then going to select OK. And now I'm done with this. I'm going to go home. And now what I'm going to do is go to IQ Designer. And I'm going to turn my grid off just because it's easier to see on screen for you guys. Okay. Let's see if I can get that wavy wave off. Ugh, so annoying. Okay. That's okay. If I don't move and don't breathe. So now what I want to do is go pull up that outline. So I'm going to come here to the circle and square, my shapes key. I'm going to go to that same little flower, which happens to be right here. Select it, and there's my joy. I think I didn't space them out correctly. I think the Y is way too high, but details, right? So let's select OK, and there it is. I'm going to do one other thing. This is only because it's on my screen, so I'm going to turn this off here. Boop. There we go. Okay. All right, so I got rid of that box. Now what I want to do is rotate it. I'm going to rotate it whatever way I want, or you can leave it this way. You can do whatever you want. You are the boss of your sewing machine. And I'm going to select OK. And then I'm going to go back to my shapes and I'm going to give it a box around it. Now, and what that means is if I only really wanted it to have quilting about the size of 9.5 by 9.5, what happens is it'll put a 9.5 by 9.5 inch box around it. And when I go to do a fill, it'll do it around that size. So that's why I like using these boxes. They really do give you a great line. But I want to do what I did earlier with the 9.5 by 14. It doesn't mean I have to have a 9.5 by 14 inch hoop. Not at all. It's just going to put a box around it that's 9.5 by 14. You see it right there? Okay. So let me see something here, guys. Yeah, that was weird. Okay. So I think what I need to do is completely take that box off like that. Okay. So let's go back and I'm going to re-add that. Okay, there we go. Now I have that box in there. That means that could be my cut line. I mean, it's really cool how it works. But it's only, when I put the background fill in, it's only going to stitch that 9.5 by 14, not the whole entire hoop. You're not going to waste a bunch of thread. All right, now let's change our outline into candle wicking. So we're first going to go up to our first grouping of icons here, which is going to be your line properties. The second grouping here is going to be your fill properties, F-I-L-L. But we're going to go to line first. So let's go to the little piece of paper. Now here's where the Solaris is really a lot of fun because you have multiple different choices of different stitches. You have your running, your triple, your candle wicking, your diamond. You even have blanket stitch, and for us appliquers, hello, that's so cool. You have this garmenty looking one, but if I click right here to these flowers, I even have more. I mean, the possibilities are endless. But today we're just going to use the candle wicking, and I'm going to use those same two colors I used over on the meridian. I'm going to use a pink. And I think what I'll do is just turn the Y and the J in with the pink thread. So I'm going to make sure I select the bucket, and I'm going to tap directly on the Y line. It turns pink. Directly on the J and the little dot up top. And then I'm going to do the same stitch, but in a different color. So I'm going to come to that blue, and I'll say OK. Making sure my bucket is on, I'm going to select the outside and the inside of the O. Neat. And again, you won't see anything until we go to the next screen, so hold on. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the fill properties. So I'm going to select on the little fill open icon. I don't even know what that's called, but the little piece of paper is what I always call it. There we go. So this can be a full satin fill. This can be a stipple, or we've got more to select from here. And I'm going to use the exact same two I used on the other screen, or on the other machine. The crosshatch and the bubbles. Although we have new bubbles down here. Did y'all notice if you've got upgrade 2? Look at them. Ernestine, you do want the upgrade. Yes, girl. I will make you want it. Oh, look. You know what would be cute is this one because we're in the beehive, so let's do a honeycomb. So let's select OK, and let's select pink, and say OK. And inside of the blue one, I'm going to put the pink fill. So I'm going to select my bucket and drop it right in there. Now we're going to go grab a different fill for here. We'll go back to that little piece of paper, and we'll hit select, and we'll just do the crosshatch for that. So let's select OK, and we're going to select blue. I'm going to say OK. Make sure my bucket is on in my fill properties, and I'm going to tap directly into the Y, the J, and even the top of the J. Now let's do our background fill. So we're going to go back to our fills. And I'm going to do green just so we can see it better. That yellow we really couldn't see. And I'm going to select the stipple and select OK. Making sure my bucket is still on, I'm going to tap outside the letters and inside of the O. Doesn't look like much now, right? Yeah. Well, watch the magic happen, because in the Solaris, when I select next, it's going to show me everything in real time, which is really nice. We don't have to skip to the next screen. So let's go here and let's just see what it looks like right at this moment. I mean, pretty cute, if I must say so myself, but I definitely want my cross-hatching to go straight up and down and smaller, and my honeycombs smaller. So again, we're going to play with these functions here. On the Meridian and Destiny and Altair, they're down here, but they're off to the side on the Solaris now. So what we're going to do is, since the stipple is up first, I know that it's going to, or that's where I'm going to play first. But since I have two areas of stipple, I have the outside here and the inside here. So I'm going to link those two together just to make sure when I change something, it'll change them together. So really, to me, I don't want to change that stipple. It actually looks really cute. It's a great size. I think that I'm going to leave it at the 0.2. So I'm going to go next to, here it's showing me my blue cross hatching. And since there's two blue cross hatchings, 1, 2, well really 3, then I'm going to select the link button so I can change them all together. I'm going to first take them down 50%, select OK, and then I'm going to change the direction after it's done doing what it does. There we go. I mean, I don't know, kind of looks like fishnet, and I'd rather it not look like that. So I'm going to change the direction to 90 degrees, select OK. And let's see, yeah, like it much better. And even making it smaller means that I can get into smaller areas with that fill. So now I want to do the honeycomb, so I'm going to scroll over until it gets to the honeycomb, and there's only one place with the honeycomb, so I don't need to select the chain. And I'm going to go down 50% with that one. I'm not going to change the direction or anything. I'm just going to let it be, and let's see what happens. Let's see what it looks like, because it may be cute. I may want to make it bigger. No, that is adorable, so I am leaving that. Now what I'm going to do is go next until I can find the candle wicking. And I'm going to click to link them all together. So it'll be it's going to grab all the candle wicking. And here I can make them closer together or a little bit smaller. Let's just make it a little bit smaller, not too much. I don't even know if we'll notice this, but tiny candle wicking is adorable. That's so cute. So if I was happy with all of this, and see it's in the 9 by 14 inch size, it's not filling the whole hoop, I'm going to hit set and OK, and now I'm ready to embroider it. I think I'm going to save this one because that is really cute. So I want to stitch that out. So, super cute, guys, or what? Give me some likes if you liked it. Let's turn the lights back on. And I'm going to get you to me. Hey. I love that. I love using the fonts. I mean, we have done so much with fonts recently, haven't we? We've done our holiday font pillow, and we use them when we make our little guys, our little in the hoop mug rugs. So there's so much you can do with it. Where's my sample? Oh, it's going to be backwards on, oops, it's going to be backwards on screen, but you got to see it unbackwards. So remember to believe it and you can do it. Believe it and you can do it. Or backwards, believe it and you can do it. So let's talk about how I finished it. So I'm going to come a little bit away so I can kind of show you what happened. Now, what I did, and I probably shouldn't have, well, actually I should have, because I didn't want all that stitching showing through on the back of my quilt. So what I did you quilt your... Yes, I did, Pat. I did not have a video on that. And I'll pull it out and show it to you here in just a second. Let me get some light on me. Let me get some better light. There we go. Okay. So what I did, and it's probably a little overstabilized, but what do I care? It's going to last forever. So I took a piece of white fabric. I fused it to a fusible fleece, which I love. I mean, making small projects, I really love using fusible fleece. And then I used a no-show mesh on the back of that. And I embroidered the whole thing out. And it came up beautiful. Stitched out gorgeous. Okay? And then what I did was, before I cut that piece down, that big old giant piece down, I took 2.5-inch strips and sewed them onto all 4 edges, okay? And then, so yes, so what's weird for us quilters is I put a border on top of another piece of fabric. So y'all, it almost broke my heart to have to do that. Because in my head, I'm not supposed to do that, but really, it actually worked out great. It's very structured. And then with the Solaris, I came in and used the border feature and quilted my borders. Now I just have to add a binding and it's good to go. It's actually going to someone in my family. So I have to make more because, you know, I'm not keeping this sample. But it came out so cute and I really did have a lot of fun making it because it's just adorable. So let me see this question. Did you say, yes, Pat, I do have a video. Let me show you. And this was using the Meridian. So it is all quilted by using the embroidery hoop. Do I have a video on the border process? Janice, I really don't. But if you're on the Baby Lock Solaris community group, you can ask to join that. I did a video this past week on how to do that. Jeanette, you tried the border feature and it was short by 1 inch or 2. So maybe I can, maybe for because it's only on the Solaris, I can maybe do a special weeknight class on that, because there is some technique to it. So yeah. So can you do some? Yes, I've done a video on that, Ernestine. You'll have to go back through the list to see where it's at. But I have done a video on how you can actually design your own border on the Meridian / Altair and do that. But you can also buy borders, embroidered borders too. So yeah, okay, I'll do that. Yes, Pat, I do have a video. So you're going to go to Files section. There is a video list, and they are listed by number. And and I need to really figure out how to do that better. But I have made a few videos on how to find the videos. It was it last week or the week before? So maybe 2. It was the week before in my video. my Facebook Live video, I went over how to find things. And if y'all want, you just tell me right now, if you want me to show you quickly how to find videos in my group, give me a yes. Betty, kinda. I can send it to you. I'm not going to repost it because I felt like I did a terrible job yesterday. So, if you send me your email, I'll send it to you. Okay? On your border pattern. Yes, Dory, yeah, it will. It will. But if you take a quilt to a quilter, you end up covering that by binding as well, because they go all the way to the edge. So, yeah, you want me to do that? Okay. Okay, I can do that. Let's see. And hold on, let me go back up, because there's some, without examining side by side more closely, is the process similar to creating fills in closed objects? Renee, Renee, I don't think I understand that question. You can use it on any shape, any object, any embroidery design. Is that maybe what you're asking? But you can do the same thing. Yeah. Can I do some type of border feature? Just going back through everything here. Did you see? Please, 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 please. Yes, yes. Why, thank you, Bonnie. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you, Marie. You're so sweet. Okay, so, well then, let me pull my iPad down, and I'm going to show you how to find the list, and the easiest way, and I promise you, this is the easiest way to find my videos if you are on an iPad or an iPhone or some sort of tablet or Android. Now, if you're on a computer, you can go under Media, and under Media, you can look at the videos, and they're all right there. But when it comes to these phones and stuff, it is almost impossible. So I figured out a way to find them easily. That's why all my videos are numbered. Dory, I did see your first embroidery. I thought I put a love on that. It was beautiful. The color was beautiful, by the way. Love that. And the font. That was really nice. So give me just a second. Let me pull my iPad down, and then we'll, because I've got it kind of up. Get out of here. Is there a difference on the Mac? Ernestine, girl, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I don't have a Mac computer. You know what? I'm going to be with my parents this holiday. Let me play on my dad. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get on my dad's computer and see what it looks like. So, Ernestine, send me a message and remind me to do that. Somebody do it, please. You know I'll forget. So, that'd be great. But that's, yeah. Okay. All right, so let me get you down here. You get to see the messy room. Although I cleaned it up last night, guys. I cleaned up my room. You would not believe what it looks like. It looks somewhat better. Okay. There's me. Okay. Let's go out of here. And let's go to my website. Okay. So, it's kind of hard to see, guys, and I apologize for that because I can't turn my camera now, or I'd have to turn off the video. However, but here is Forever BB Louise on your tablet, your iPhone, or whatever. And what you're going to notice is, of course, you can scroll through, and first thing you're going to see are these little icons right here. So you can kind of zoom through them. You can go to, first we're going to go to Files, and you'll see some files listed. And there is one that says video list or FBBL AVA. So just video list. So you're going to select that and view file. So let's view the file. Here's the file. And I've got to put the last couple of videos on there. So who was asking about so Pat. Okay, Pat. So you were looking for the Dream Big quilt. So right here, if I can see that number 4 says Quilting Panels Dream Big Panel with IQ Designer. So that's number 4. So let's remember that. Now, this is important, what I'm about to show you. So, okay, I know what I need to find. I'm going to X out of that. I'll go back. And I have to be in Forever BB Louise right now, because up at top at the search bar, it should say Search in Forever BB Louise. And what I'm going to do is tap on that, and I can pull up my numbers, and I'm going to go 4 period space bar. Don't know why I have to do the space bar, but I have to do the space bar. So it's 4 period space bar. Then I'm going to select search, which is right here, search. And what it's going to bring up, it may bring up a couple different things. Like right here it says holiday project. That's right now. And that's because someone asked a question with the number 4 in it. But if I start scrolling, I'm going to start looking, and it's going to say 4 Quilting Panels and Dream Big Panel with IQ Designer. Oh, that's the one I'm looking for. So I can tap on that, and there it is. You can start watching it. So let's do one more just so we can kind of get the idea. Let's go back to Files. So again, we're going to go to Files, Video List, View File. And maybe I want to go to Cutest Pumpkin in the Patch, because that was really cute. Y'all need to watch that one. That was a lot of fun to make. So Cutest Pumpkin in the Patch, and that's number 14. Notice they all have periods behind them. So I'm going to go to number 14. I'll X out of that, go back a step, make sure I'm inside of BB Louise. I'm going to tap on that, and I'm going to go to my numbers and go 14 period space bar. Don't ask why. I have no idea why, but I have to have that period, and I have to do that space bar to make it so much easier. So I'm going to select search again, and then, you know, you might have some things come up like that, but just start scrolling through, okay? 14 Cutest Pumpkin. So there it is. Let's see, there's the video. You can just tap on it. We can scroll through and see, look, there's me. Bad Hair Day, Cutest Pumpkin Patch. So that's the easiest way to find them. The other way you can find them, do I have any free patterns in my files? No, Dory. I don't design anything. Embroidery wise, it's not what I do. In files, what do I have right there? I have, I don't know, I do have my mug rug directions and IQ Club keychain directions there. I mean, that's kind of free. I mean, you know. So no, I don't design embroidery, so no. Okay. So the other way you can do it is you can go to Photos. And this one, it takes a little bit more work than it's worth, okay, Pat? So we're going to look down here. Because I have so many videos, and let's say you wanted to find that one, I know where it's at, but you would have to go through each and every video and go and... So what the videos are going to have on them are this play button. So I can tap that play button, but I won't know until I tap on the... Yeah, it just doesn't do good to go through the photos because really it doesn't really show you or tell you much of what's happening. If that makes sense. So, okay. So let's flip this around so we can chit chat. Okay, let me... Thank you, Sherry. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn, I'll find out about that too. Lynn brought something up really interesting to me earlier today. If you have an Altera Meridian and you're getting a new iPhone 12, she said, someone on another group said they were having trouble with it. So I'm going to find out and I'll post something up about that if it's ready for iPhone 12. So if you get a new iPhone, you're having trouble, I'm going to send them a message. I can do it tomorrow. I don't want to do it on a Sunday night, but I'll send them a message. So, thank you, Cindy. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Laura. Thank you, Laura. Laura just got a brand new Altair, so she's having fun with that. Okay, so does Meridian ever have upgrades? You know, since it's so new, Nancy, they haven't had any yet. So, I don't know, maybe soon, because that would be really cool. I'd like the inside of the outline feature that it has in Solaris in there. That'd be really cool. Okay, thank you all. That's very sweet of you guys. I really appreciate you. So, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope y'all learned something neat and fun. If you make them or anything you see off the videos, please post. That's what we're here for. We're here to nurture and support each other. And I personally like seeing what you guys make because I like to steal your ideas. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you guys do some amazing work and I really want to see what y'all do. So that's what we're here for. We're a community. So thank you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas. If you were doing Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, I'll see you right after the New Year if I can't talk Hope into maybe doing a quick little thing on next Sunday. So I'll see you guys soon. Happy holidays. Remember, shop local, shop small, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you. Bye. I never can hit the button right. Bye, guys.